There we go. We have the archival video rolling. I know that you guys are still placing your orders, but before they get the food in, we'll get the opening ceremonies out of the way. We always begin with the Pledge of Allegiance and an invocation. Bob has the flag up here, so if you gents will uncover. And you all right, Cookie?
I'm okay.
All right, thank you, sweetie. And it looks like Brett has almost wormed his way out. There we go. All right. And I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And who would like to give us an invocation? Any volunteers? Okay, thank you, Esther. Go ahead.
Dear Lord, we come before you. Thank you for the food before us, or going to be before us. We thank you for the fellowship between all the Santas and Mrs. Clauses, Lord. We thank you for the opportunity to pray for those that are hurting, Lord, missing loved ones, that are finding themselves ill and need to be covered. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen.
And bless the people of Ukraine.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Amen. Wherever they have fled. Okay. All right. Do we have any first-time guests today? Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Sean Mann. I was able to be there for the dinner last month, but I had to leave, so I get to stay the whole time.
Excellent.
This is my wife, Christy. We are very new to this. First event we've ever done was going to the reunion at the beginning of the year, so very excited to be here. Thanks.
That was Sean Mayo. If we can get him together with Mike Mustard and Ken Ketchup, please, we will. I'm just kidding. Thank you, guys. Do we have any? Is there anybody here attending their third chapter meeting who would like to apply for? Actually, this is your third meeting, isn't it? That's right. You were at the reunion. You were at the meeting last month. This is your third chapter meeting. All right, then. You will be cleared to apply for chapter membership, and if you will drop me an email, I will send you the links. Awesome. We will welcome a new member, and we have a first-time guest. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, Lori Runke.
Lori! Of course, Lori's legendary. She needs no further introduction. Okay, guys. I thank you for that. I do not see Debbie York here today, so I don't think we're going to have a sunshine report per se. However, I have some sad news to share with the chapter. I was reaching out to Kay Collins for the last couple of weeks, trying to get an update on the condition of Santa Ted Tardy. She finally got back to me yesterday. Unfortunately, the news was that Ted passed away on Thursday afternoon. So there will be a private graveside ceremony. I'm trying to get the details, and if I can, I will forward them to everyone in the chapter. But unfortunately, Ted has joined Judy in their eternal life. So, bouncing off of that somber news, is there anybody in the room celebrating a birthday? Yay! Hey! Hey! So, Megan Halsey, right? Megan, when's your birthday? Tuesday? All right. So you celebrate every Tuesday, or is it okay, I'm just kidding. Anybody else having a birthday this month? Tim Marsh, is it really?
It was the 18th.
Hallelujah! Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. How about you?
Mine's on Tuesday.
Tuesday also. You guys going to have a joint party? Maybe rent the Ontario Convention Center. All right. Anybody else? Any birthdays? All right then. Let's do this. Let's sing happy birthday to these lucky people. You ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, everybody. Should we keep going?
Yeah, well, let's do a couple of...
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, no reason not to do, we can't do a move to accept the minutes.
Okay. Tim Marsh has submitted the minutes to us, and I distributed them with the announcement for today's meeting. All in favor of accepting the minutes? Excuse me, I apologize. I will entertain a motion to accept the motions as submitted.
Move.
So moved and so seconded. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say nay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Secretary Tim. Also, moving rapidly forward, it's time for the Treasurer report. Bob?
Okay, Treasurer's report passed out, I hope.
I'll take all this.
Well,
okay. Yep. There we go.
okay, we had 463 in PayPal, and in the bank we got $173 anyway. Cash we have $636 for our county
No, it
fund.
probably went out last night.
Okay. We've got $185 thanks to the generosity of people last month in our Christmas, for a total of $821.
And I'm going to read this one.
And dues are payable now. Go online and pay dues. Anybody that wants to vote, associate members can vote in this chapter, but pay your dues if you want to be a voting member.
2, 3.
That's all I've got. Any questions?
All right, I'll entertain a motion to accept the Treasurer's report as submitted.
Second.
So moved and so seconded. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say nay. All right, we are just trundling right down the railroad.
You can wait till after now. We don't have any more committee reports.
Okay, I tell you what, we will pause the ceremonies right now until everybody has actually most people haven't even received their food yet. All right, let's go ahead and move on to old business at least. Actually, there's not that much left on the agenda until we get to new business. So, under old business, I would like to congratulate, and I'm sure that everybody would like to join me in congratulating the following fiduciary officers for their election to the Board of Directors. And I don't think it's a coincidence that most of the board is sitting in the room with us today. There are some hardworking people in Southern California. We were the original and founding chapter for the Fraternal Order of Real Bearded Santas and the old Amalgamated Order of Real Bearded Santas. The Orange County Santas go back at least 29 years in the professional Santa world. And there are some hardworking people and some sincere and dedicated volunteers sitting in the room with us today. I would like to congratulate our new president, Joe McGreevy. Thank you. And now occupying Joe's old job, Tim Marsh is now our vice president.
Yay, Tim.
Thank you. And occupying Tim Marsh's old job, Dottie Runke is now our secretary.
Wave, Dottie. Dottie, wave.
There she is. And the only one not in the room with us because he's in Arizona, Chuck Kelly was the registrations chairman for the reunion this year, and he is now Forbes treasurer. So we all welcome them. And thank you so much. As Forbes chapter number 1, we would welcome the recent reactivation of chapter number 6, the Central California Claus ambassadors, and the seating of their director, Santa Barry Walsberg. So we now have a founding chapter return to the fold. Hey, hallelujah! Yay. Okay, I think I will suspend for now, and we will pick it up with new business after everybody's had their meal. Thank you.
What happened to the clipboard?
I put it at your desk, at your table.
You. Okay.
You're welcome.
Everything good?
Yeah. Okay, guys. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. There we go. All right, guys. I know that a couple of you are still finishing off your meals, but they're passing out the boxes, and it looks like most people have eaten.
They haven't picked up the tickets for the raffle.
Oh. Oh.
Yep. I actually smiled and said,
Where are we going to put the ones
that really messes us.
Don, were you collecting stubs in here?
Yes, that's all the stuff.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, that's all the stuff.
Okay, does anybody else have any ticket stubs for the raffle? If you have your ticket stubs for the raffle today, Esther will be circulating, and you can give her your ticket stubs. Were there any tickets left in that bag? You sold? All right. Yes.
There's a yellow envelope.
Oh, sorry.
That's a ticket.
You're absolutely right. Here you go, Esther. Here's some more tickets.
Okay, right there.
All right. And of course, we still have more tickets available. Anybody who would still like to buy tickets, just grab Esther's attention. Did you want to address? Okay, guys, we're going to resume the meeting. Oh, I don't even. Looks like Joe stepped out of the meeting. Okay, so Esther is circulating. She will be collecting your stubs if you've already purchased tickets. There are tickets remaining available. We have a fairly good spread of selections for the prizes this month. We have 2 Rodrigo's gift certificates, $20 each. Make sure you check. Wait till after the raffle before you pay your tab. But by all means, pay your check before you go home. We don't want anybody to forget and go home without paying their check again this month. We have a Chick-fil-A gift certificate. We also have a broad spectrum of prizes over here. So you guys will want to participate in the raffle. And of course, the proceeds go to our contribution to the Breast Cancer Angels every year. Okay, picking up where we left off. Let me grab my agenda here. The last thing we attended was Old Business, and we were introducing the officers, the newly elected officers. And I forgot to give them a chance to introduce themselves. So, with my apologies and my due respect, Joe would like to say a word.
Right in my ear.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank everybody that voted for me.
Yay!
First problem that I had was the fact that when I first said I would run for president, I was running unopposed, so I thought I had about a 90% chance of making it. But I ended up running against somebody with the last name of Callahan, so I wasn't so sure. Wow. But anyway, since I did make it to president, I have a direction for us to go. We're going to stop the war in the Ukraine. My plan is this. We get all the Forbes all together, put on our finest Santa garb, and we fly to the Ukraine and we get armed and we go to the front line and the Russians will laugh themselves to death. Anyway, so I look forward to doing whatever I have to do this coming year.
Excellent.
Or it's 2 years this time.
It's a 2-year sentence, my friend. No time off for good behavior. And speaking of holidays saving the war, everybody knows the story about World War II in the Argonne when the trench warfare was going on, and the German lines and the French lines, French and English lines, were only about 120 yards apart, with a shell-pocked no man's land in between. And on Christmas Eve, all of the guns fell silent, as they often did at night, late at night. And in the silence, in the darkness, one of the German soldiers began singing a Christmas hymn. And in the silence, it could be heard all up and down the lines. And shortly thereafter, some soldiers on the German side, I mean the English side, joined in and they were singing together. And gradually over the next few minutes, some of the men crawled out of the trench and began to make their way toward the center of the no man's land. And this is a historical fact. Within about an hour, there were well over 500 soldiers gathered together in the middle of the no man's land, up and down the trenches, and they brought out food, they brought out beverages, they brought out, you know, liquor that they had stashed away, and they had an international Christmas party. The enemies on both sides of the war gathered together for Christmas Eve. So it wouldn't be the first time Christmas saved the world and ended a war, however temporarily. I'd also like to give Tim Marsh a chance to say hi.
Hello. Hello. I also would like to thank everybody who voted for me and those who decided to put my name in the hat, because that wasn't me. Although I have been told that I am you know, apparently kind of addicted to volunteering. I'm not sure that's completely true, but
no cure.
I am inclined to step in and help when I can. So what I would like to make sure is that everybody in the group, if for any reason you have anything you want to talk about related to the organization or anything, just talk Santa stuff. Reach out to me. I would love to chat with you. I have found the members of this organization to be very valuable, very, very right about what is all about, what Santa is all about, and I dearly, dearly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Santa Tim. And as Forbes Secretary, Santa Tim is responsible for communications between the board and the members. And Cookie, you want to say hi?
I just assumed.
Okay, go ahead.
And I'd also like to thank the 98%.
It's on.
And I have been very welcomed back for my hiatus with this group, and am enjoying every minute of it. And thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Okay, Cookie was one of the officers that ran unopposed this year, and Chuck Kelly was the other. Voting for an unopposed candidate was an option on the ballot. You didn't have to if you didn't want to, which I hope explains why running unopposed, I only got 92% of my vote. Okay, moving on to the new business. I'm going to need my eyes for this. Okay, spring is here, guys, and the pandemic has all but ended, and it is time for us to start going out again. So we are planning some joint chapter excursions this year. After I will let Kathy introduce you to the meetings. By the way, you all know Kathy Perron. She's a legend in our minds, and she is back with a vengeance. She has several joint chapter events in mind already, and I'll let her describe them to you.
Thank you, Senator Rick. Yeah, the prodigal has returned. I'm here, and I also ended up being activities chair again, although I thought I would pass that baton on to somebody. But anyway, the first thing I wanted to talk about was we're going to have our April Inland Empire meeting at Dottie's. You want something done, you ask a busy person. She's hosting our Inland Empire chapter, and so for those out here in OC, if you really want to have a good time next week, come to Dottie's. We're going to have, everybody's bringing their own food and their own beverage, and just enjoying her hospitality at her lovely home in Paris. So please plan on coming. The next thing I wanted to talk about was, I got my notes. Next, who here is a veteran? Has anybody here that served? Okay. Next Saturday, a week from today, Congressman Lou Correa is hosting an event for veterans. And for those of you that would like to go, I'm just going to give you my email or whatever, and I'll contact you back. I haven't received all of the details, but it's going to be a special event to honor veterans. So that was a good thing. And it's right here in Santa Ana somewhere. On May 21st, which is the Orange County meeting, after the meeting we're going to have a field trip, and we're going to go over to J.P. Maxwell's in Balboa Island. They will be bringing in their Christmas shirts for preview, and he's offering a 15% discount for the Ren Spooner shirts, and the representative will be there. And it'll be really a fun event. So that's a good day after the meeting to go over there and get your holiday shirts ordered, and then they'll be shipped out to you when they come in.
If you don't have a Ren Spooner shirt, you want one. They wear like iron.
Santa John is wearing a Ren Spooner.
Yep.
They wear it for about 25 years.
They are the best Christmas shirts.
The reason I know is that Peter wore his until it wore out. 25 years. And he saved that shirt hoping that print would come back. It's just unbelievable. Yeah, I know. It's in this week. June 5th is going to be our Rancho Cucamonga Quakes event. And that's going to be on a Sunday at 2 o'clock. Once again, the tradition is that the Santas will be on the field during the singing of the national anthem. And once again, our songbird diva will be singing the national anthem. And also one extra thing that is really nice is that one of our Santas will be honored as the hometown hero at the game. It's Santa Jonathan Rich. He does a lot of good works for the veterans out in the Inland Empire. And so he has graciously accepted this honor of being the hometown hero at the game. So that's my story.
Email so that we can...
All hail the great, wise, and wonderful Kathy Perrone.
Hold on, Rick.
Yes?
Comment or question over
They want to get an email so they can contact her. We will also be sending these notices out under the aegis of the Santas of the OC. I presume everybody here is getting emails from us. Okay, if you're not getting our emails, then please get with me before you leave. Make sure I get your email address so we can add you to the email list and get you on the activities list. So, Pete North, where are you at, my friend? Oh, there he is. Okay, sorry. I will also let him, next on the agenda, let him tell you about our joint chapter event. Is that a Ren Spooner shirt?
Yes, it is.
Nice! See, I told you.
Okay, June 25th, we've got Christmas, we've got halfway to Christmas at Angel Stadium. And we're going to be sitting the same place we did last time, up in the left field pavilion. Tickets are $22 a piece. I talked with Bernie Johnson. He's going to bring the barbecue so we can have a tailgate party out in the parking lot under the Big A. I know that Kathy's going to have a memorial service for Scott. Debbie. I'm sorry. The same day just before. I think it's like 3 to 5. But so we're taking orders for tickets right now for the Angel game, if anybody's interested. And then we've also got a park that we're going to do a joint
Picnic, yes.
Joint picnic at in Cypress. And that's going to be on the 18th, I believe.
April or May?
June.
June. Okay, June. So our joint chapter picnic this year will be June 18th.
Is that it?
All right, we will also get further details out to you. Arnold Park in Cyprus. Okay. It's called Arnold Cyprus if you're Googling it or G-mapping it. So those are, we've got a lot of joint chapter events going on. Our activities committee has been very active, and we're very grateful for the volunteers that we have here in the chapter. Before I move on, I would also like to hand the mic over to Shar Martin, our travel agent, who is responsible for the 2023 Cruise Reunion. And for those of you who don't know, I'm going to embarrass her just a little bit. Shar is also our official representatives for Send Out Cards, and they do a big business in, they handle everything for you online. You submit your pictures to them, and they take care of everything for you. There are a number of fonts you can choose from. They'll make the card look handwritten. They can give you big cards like this. They've even got huge novelty cards that they'll send out, including the envelope, and the postage is all included in the payment. So Shar Martin is also the contact for Send Out Cards, but today I think she's going to talk about the cruise.
Thanks for having me. Last minute I found out about this about, what, 10 o'clock this morning. Anyway, I'm on the list now. I've been really busy with the cruise. We have 42 cabins booked, which equals 80 people, and so far, and I'm having fun doing it. What I ask is if somebody wants to do the cruise, to send me an email, tell me what they have that they want, so I can start a paper trail. Because all those people I don't remember. That's why I keep looking up names to see who's here and put faces to it. So it's going to be a fun cruise. It's January 31st next year.
Shar, talk right into it.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Sorry. So anyway, that's about it. Does anybody have any questions? And Pastor...
Thank you. My promotion came through, everybody. Pastor Rick.
My pastor from my church is Pastor Rick, so I always call him Pastor Rick.
Has for years, and I'm
Santa
glad.
Rick. He has the promo of everything that's there, so he can send it out or get my address and I'll send it to you. So I'm excited, and I guess that's all I have.
Here, here. And we also have, all the details are on our cruise, our reunion website, ForbSantasReunion.com. And you can, there's contact information to connect you directly to Shar when you guys have decided you're ready to book your berth. I understand that she already has 42 rooms, 42 bookings, suites, berths, whatever you want to call them. And we are already over 80 registered guests for the cruise reunion, and it is still several months away. It's not until the end of January next year. So, Shar, you're doing an outstanding job. Thank you so much. Let's show her some love, everybody. Thank you so much. Okay. Is there anybody else who has anything? I should have asked this at the end of old business. Is there anybody that would like to remind the chapter of anything that has been done? Thank you. And Esther Breeden is probably the most important person in the room today. She is the keeper of the raffle.
Okay, going back to, and we've already covered this in the last meeting, but I'd like to remind everybody, I do have pictures if you want to buy the chair. I know we talked about it, you know. I have a contact person who did a beautiful job, and if you want the pictures, I can pass them around. And this chair, again, once we're getting back into COVID lifting, you want to go to regional park, you want to go to your local park, you want to go to a this driveway. You know, some people have beautiful houses, but they don't want anybody inside necessarily, but they will do the Santa thing outside. This is great for fundraisers as well. You can put it together in 5 minutes, and we do have the contact person who does this. So if you come see me if you're interested.
Okay. Okay, guys, regarding, since we're moving on, wrapping up new business as well, Santa Cliff Brayton has agreed to host the April meeting, and he is trying to plan it so that we can reserve an appropriate restaurant. He's got a couple in mind. He'd like to ask you guys a question.
Good morning, good afternoon. Hey, next month, of course, is April, and a very important date is in April, on April 17th. We don't have Randy anymore. Remember what the date is? What's important about that? Easter. And currently our meeting would be on the 16th, the day before Easter. Saturday the 16th. Now my suggestion is that we move it to April 23rd, the following weekend, the following Saturday, so that if anybody wanting to travel or go, over the Easter weekend, they won't interfere with the meeting. So the question is, by a show of hands, how many people here would have no problem moving the meeting to April 23rd, the following Saturday?
No problem. If you're okay with that.
Okay, if you're okay with moving it to the 23rd. Anybody opposed to moving it to the 23rd? For those that didn't raise your hand, are you awake? Okay, well, move it to the 23rd. I am looking at several places. I'm trying to get something kind of semi-exciting, even if it's the McDonald's or the Pizza Hut down the street.
And if you need to if you need to shift it forward an hour or so, that's not going to be a problem. I will tell you guys that had we known a little bit earlier that we were going to be returning here today, we probably would have shifted the meeting time until 11:30 or 12, simply because this restaurant doesn't open until 11, and we've got so many Santas and Mrs. Clauses mobbing up in the parking lot, waiting for the doors to unlock. But we were supposed to be at Woody's today, and their 11 o'clock wouldn't have been a problem for them. So once we had to change the date, I just thought it would be too much confusion to change the time as well. So anyway, if we return here, we will change the meeting time until noon. And if we have to shift the meeting time forward for another restaurant or some other venue, we will probably address that with the chapter and notify everybody, of course. Cookie has just informed me that she can sponsor us. In fact, we have a couple of members or former members that can sponsor us for the Garden Grove Elks Lodge. So we're going to be planning a monthly meeting. We're going to try to get a monthly meeting planned over there. It sounds like May is still open. We have April and June planned already, but if you want to check with Luann, thank you. If you want to check with Luann and see if they're available, see if we can get a weekend in, the third weekend in May would be available. We'll keep you guys informed of that. Again, anybody who's not getting emails from the chapter, from santasoftheoc@gmail.com, make sure I get your card or your email before you go. Thank you very much. Okay, we've covered everything on the agenda so far. The only thing remaining is we are going to return to our previous tradition of ending the meeting. Well, actually, the ending of the meeting, following the ending of the meeting, we will attend the raffle.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, go ahead.
Several years ago, I remember talking about, or somebody bringing up there's a company or something that has kids call Santa, and Santa would have the information from mom and dad, know the names of how old they are, and brothers and sisters. And I haven't been able to have a paid gig since 2015 because I've been with this walker. But if anyone could give me that information, I would really like to know about that.
there are a number of virtual Santa visit companies.
There you go.
So are you looking for audio only, or would you be available for a video visit as well?
I don't like the video.
Okay. We have a number of affiliated companies that our Santas have worked with that provide virtual Santa visits. I'll be just make sure you send me an email so I don't forget you, and I'll get you in touch with some of them. Hire Santa,
Sounds good.
Santa Atlanta, several companies that are doing virtual visits every year. Okay, as I was about to, oh yes, Santa Jim Long.
So I'm Jim Long, I'm from Carlsbad. I love to travel, so you'll see me where I can. I'm working at the flower fields through Mother's Day, and the flowers are in bloom. If you looked at my Facebook page, I've been posting some pictures of the flowers. A day pass down to the flower fields is about $22. I do have 2 tickets that are complimentary for me and my wife, but my wife has seen it so many times she said no. So if anybody would like to visit the flower fields, I can offer up the tickets. I can leave them at the front gate if anybody would like that. But you need to call or contact me. So that's one thing. With mention of the April meeting, I will not be there just outright on the 23rd because I've committed to Dave Lopez and Cynthia Jordan's wedding in 29 Palms. They're getting married, so I'm not certain if anybody else is making that trek. I think it's about 170 miles for me, or one way. It's about 2.5 hours is what my GPS or Google is telling me. So I'm going to be on the road, but I don't know if anybody wants to kind of do a day trip, but I plan to come back home. I plan not to drink, so I'd like to make it home safely. So if anybody has a desire to do a road trip, I do have a Chevy Sonic, small in nature, but somewhat good gas mileage. I just love to travel. I don't see a lot of the world, so this is my attempt.
We have to tell you, though, that it does not count against his community service court orders, so he's doing this voluntarily out of the goodness of his heart. Okay, we are returning to the habit that we used to have of including a training session. Actually, we are once again blatantly ripping off the San Diego chapter. They do this on a regular basis, and we used to as well. So we're going to have a little short 5-10 minute training session to end the meeting, which makes this actually a professional opportunity. And you can check with your tax consultant, but I believe it actually counts as a business expense because we are providing you with professional training. Thank you very much. And today's volunteer is also our raffle chair, Senor Claus. I will get this on the minutes before we wrap this up. We had $265 for the raffle today, and the the 50-50 share to the chapter is $135. We have 3 cash prizes today of $50, $40, and $40. And I will also tell you that there are 2 $20 gift certificates and a $10 gift certificate on the table over here. So if you bought a lot of tickets today, you got a pretty good chance of getting your money back. Without any further ado, for today's training session, I will point out that one of the raffle prizes donated by Senor Claus today is the book that she will be training out of today. So if you enjoy the lesson, you can, and you win the prize, your ticket is pulled before somebody else claims this prize. It's yours.
Okay, now, as a Senora Claus, I worked at a school for many years, over 22.5 years here and then 12.5 years in San Diego. I constantly read to children, and I'm always very surprised that those kids, well, but in my school we're very diverse. We had a lot of Middle Eastern children, we had a lot of Hispanic children. When I say Hispanic, not necessarily from Mexico, South America, Spain, you name it. We have Romanian children. So it's a very diverse school. But I was always very surprised that the night before Christmas, a lot of kids had never heard it. Never ever heard it. But if you look at The Night Before Christmas, it's kind of outdated when the kids start asking questions about, you know, the things that are in The Night Before Christmas. There are many versions of The Night Before Christmas. And so some of them have been updated, and there's other books that I call my oddball books that I constantly use for an upgrade. Because if you start doing the same story over and over again, sometimes it gets old. Some kids have said, I already heard it, or whatever. I like, and it's good for us. This is one of those books. It's called The New and Improved Santa. It's kind of cute. Basically, it goes from January to November.
I'll hold the mic for you.
Okay, where he's decided, Santa's decided that he's too old-fashioned. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'll give you a synopsis, but I'll show you the picture. It says, one Christmas morning at the North Pole, Santa looked in the mirror and said, this chimney seems smaller this year. I must be getting fatter. My clothes are getting old-fashioned, and my ho-ho-ho is so boring. My New Year's resolution is to become a new and improved Santa. Mrs. Claus shook her head and settled into a rocker to say, yes, dear, with a murmur. We know how that goes, right, Senora Clauses and Mrs. Clauses? Yes, dear. Okay. So, he sets off, starting with January, to get fit. Okay, and this is kind of cute, takeoff on the modern day. Okay, January, Santa went on a diet. He ate salad, he ate bran, he snacked on carrot sticks and rice cakes and tofu. And he says, look at me, I'm a new and slimmer Santa. So he goes on and on improving himself. He goes through workouts in February. So he keeps improving himself. He decides even the white beard is too old-fashioned. So he starts dyeing his hair, becomes a redhead, decides to spike the hair. This is going to fit into the new and modern Santa the kids want to see. Now he's getting carried away. So as the year goes by, he's trying to get a new outfit. What looks good on me? Okay? So, and the kids start laughing and going, my dad dresses like that, or that cake looks funny. He thinks he's a teenager. Oh, my brother dresses like this. You know, things like that. Then he gets a suntan, May, June, July. He continues to lose weight. And he's decided the ho-ho-ho is boring. So he's going to shout, yo, man, cool, and rad. But it's a really cute story. But it is different. And the kids are going to go, rad, cool. They don't know anything about that. And then in September, he gets on the computer and says, forget the Santa letters. I'm going to do it on the computer. Guess what? He crashes the computer. But to the rescue comes Mrs. Claus and says, don't worry, I still have all the boxes I collected of the kids and the things they asked for on letters. So she has to go back to that. But he's not giving up on this. Now he decides that the sleigh doesn't count anymore. So he tries a helicopter. He tries a plane. He tries all kinds of new vehicles. Then at the very end, he decides on this particular thing. It's a helicopter. So when he lands, he's so proud of himself. He's lost weight. He's changed his color. He's changed his outfit. So he lands at the mall. But the children didn't smile or cheer. Some frowned and some pouted. And one little girl burst into tears and cried, where's the real Santa? Most despaired and disappointed, dismayed, and downright unhappy. And all like, what is going on? Shaking their heads. Probably something Mrs. Claus did when he wasn't looking. So it goes on and on. He comes home dejected, very upset. She says, don't worry, Santa, we can get you back to being who you are. He dyes his hair back to being white. He goes back to using the sleigh and the reindeer. And he's a much happier Santa. At Christmas Eve, Santa climbed into his old-fashioned sleigh, dressed his old-fashioned way. Look at you now, Mrs. Claus said as she kissed him goodbye. A new and improved Santa. And he goes, wait a minute. And there he is in the old-fashioned Santa. But at the very end, he says to her, but I'm not new and improved, Santa said. I'm the same old Santa. Oh, no, she says. Mrs. Claus said with a smile, you're a smarter one.
Yay!
Okay, so he learns his lesson. Isn't that a cute story? Kind of a different twist. I love it. Okay, these books are Scholastic. I believe this is Scholastic. Yeah. You can get these very inexpensively. Okay, now, some of these are hard to find. highly recommend whenever you see books on sale, whether it's at the Sugar Plum Festival or wherever you can get any kind of Christmas book, I say buy it, even if it's used, because the used books are the better books that you can get now, and you're not paying $25 or more for them. Even a paperback now can cost you $10. And there, to me, there's no reason for it. Just when they're slightly used, hey, I buy them. I mean, they have an inscription in the front. As long as they're in great condition, I highly recommend it, because you're going to be the one using it. I have many alternative books up here, not the same.
A new and improved Santa. You're welcome.
And it's by Patricia Ray Wolf, illustrated by Lynn Crummett. If you want to see this, I'll have it too, and then we have one here. But it is a cute story. Okay, I was also reminded by my husband that there's about 5 Santas that have written books. This is one of the Santas, Santa Ed, how do you say his name?
Sevchik.
Sevchik. Okay, so this is one of the many books that has been written by a Santa, and I have this one here as well for you to look at. And it's called Bob the Reindeer. Don't take it personal, Bob. And in my bag of tricks over here, I have many alternative books as well. And one author that I highly recommend is Jan Brett. Are anybody familiar with Jan Brett books? As an educator, Jan Brett is the bomb. She has books that will show here. So for instance, you're reading, sorry.
No problem.
You're reading this book, and what it does on this side, it tells you what we talked about before, and there's pictures here to give you a hint of what's going to happen. Kids love this kind of book. They want to tell you, oh, this is what happened already. Look what's going to happen here. And they love pointing, they love knowing. This is called, I believe it's a Christmas Reindeer. The Wild Christmas Reindeer. This is a used book. Okay, there's an inscription in here. I use this all the time. To the point that I got rid of the cover because I messed it up. But it's in perfectly good shape. Highly recommend Jan Brett. Jan Brett also does A Night Before Christmas. And I have that paperback here. So there's many authors with a twist on the classic and also some new ones. So if you're interested, I have many books that you can and purchase for me today. And most of them are $4 or $5. This one would be a little bit more, but I'm keeping this one. Okay. Thank you for your attention.
All right, guys, show her some love. Thank you so much, Senor Claus. Okay, yeah, you get an encore for free. Okay, yes.
Announce that the gratuity is already on your bills.
Right. Bob wants to remind everybody that there is gratuity included in your check. Don't be afraid to show a little extra respect and credit for the people who serve you, though. Excuse me. Kathy Perrone has offered if anyone here plays ukulele, she has brought in some of the songbooks from Santa Peter. And if anybody would like these songbooks, these ukulele chord books and songbooks, they'll be available up here. Just let me know before you leave today. And one other note before we begin awarding the prizes. Santa Jim Long has donated this T-shirt, which he donated another one last month. This T-shirt is a XXX, 3X, and he wanted to let you know that if you wanted this prize, if you won and wanted this prize, he also has a 2X, which you can exchange it for if you want to.
No, I just do you want to introduce Kat Connor? She came from Hollywood and she had a lot of... Go ahead and bring her up here.
Hey, Kat Connor is here today, guys. Would you like to say hi, say something to us, Kat? Kat has come all the way from Hollywood, California, and she is a movie star, I understand.
That's a surprise to me. Hi, everybody. I'm so glad to be here. I didn't know about this till this morning. And I spent a lot of time on the highway going to the wrong Rodrigos. So here I am. I'm so happy. Great to see you all. Please introduce yourselves to me and say, hey, because my memory is terrible. But I'm so happy to see you all. I'm very happy to see you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Welcome, Kat. Welcome to you. By the way, who donated the Adele shirt today? Who was the one that brought in the Adele shirt? Pete North, do you have any idea what size it is? Besides jumbo? Okay, we were just trying to get an idea what the size is. You guys, it's spread out here on the bench, so if you can get some idea of the size. Okay. All right. Well, I'm not sure. Model this for us. Just kidding. Okay, guys, without any further ado, I am going to close the minutes and we will begin the raffle. Thank you guys for your attention and cooperation to these very important matters, and thank you for supporting the chapter and the fraternity. I'm sorry, it has been pointed out that we generally entertain a motion. I will so do. Anybody move to end the meeting? Motion. It is moved and seconded. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say nay. Thank you. Thank you, Cliff.